Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Sekani, a podcast for people in their 20s who are trying to figure out life and not get lost along the way. Most people think success is about strategy, discipline, and hard work. But what if the real difference between those who feel fulfilled and those who feel stuck comes down to awareness? Today's guest is Steve Barton, an executive coach, author, and the creator of The Game of 10, a powerful framework that helps high performers operate from clarity, confidence, and inner alignment rather than fear, self doubt, or pressure. With over 30 years of business experience, Steve has not only built successful companies, but he also helped leaders understand how their thinking shaped their results and their lives. Steve, welcome to Conversations with Sekani. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Well, thank you, Sekani. You couldn't have said it better and well said. And thank you for having me on the show.
All right. Okay. So yeah, we're diving into your 20s. So take us back to your 20s. What was your mindset
Oh,
like? Everything about your 20s,
well,
basically.
I'm 70 years old. I'll be 70 in
Wow.
September. So I think I'm 35. So 35 is a good age. So God love you all for being 20, thinking you know everything and not knowing anything. So, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, in my 20s, um, I went to college, got out of college, graduated for business school here in Portland, Maine, north of Boston. And I thought I knew everything, but didn't know anything. And I was in the flower, my family has had a three-generation flower shop. So I knew I wanted to be in the flower business since I was 8 years old and did everything to get my college, high school to be prepared for college, went to college for business. Uh, I knew that I couldn't work with my father. The business wasn't big enough for both of us. So I was leaving for Europe to study floral design in Germany and Holland and or the Netherlands. And 3 days before I was going, I had my one-way ticket. 3 days before I was going, my father was at an FTD convention, which is used to be called Interfloral, and he had a stroke, full-blown stroke. Half of his body was paralyzed. My mother called and says, "Don't go. We need you to run the flower business." So I was 22 years old, maybe 21, and I was running the flower business. And so I didn't have time to go out with my friends and party and all this. I was working while my friends were going to the bars and dating and all this stuff. I did a little of that, but mostly what I did was work. So I worked and worked and worked and worked and built the business up and that was my 20s. And I have no regrets. It was a great experience uh, of learning the hard way. With most of my employees were in their 40s, and there I was 20 in my 20s being their boss.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You worked, you did a lot of work in your 20s, but like, I'm curious, did you enjoy your 20s?
It flew by quickly. My 20, I bought a house across the street from the flower shop when I was 23. So I had a house. My girlfriend moved in with me at 23. We got married at 29. But I was and she was working too. So we both worked. And I don't know if you've ever heard of LL Bean. That's in Portland, in Freeport, Maine, a large mail order company. They ship around the world. She started 4 to midnight shift um, on the floor selling and worked her way up to vice president while I was building my business and buying another shop 5 years later. So I was still in my 20s when we bought our second shop, got married at 29. So it was a great time. And I think all through my life, I think I know everything, but I don't know anything. I think
Okay.
that's the way to be.
It's not just you. I mean, everybody
No.
feels that way. They feel they know something, but
Yeah.
you never know all. You don't know it all, right? So yes.
All is infinite, so you never know at all.
Never know. Exactly. So yeah, looking back, right, were there moments where probably fear, self-doubt, or pressure influenced some decisions you made?
Can you repeat that, please?
Okay, so looking back, were there moments where fear, self-doubt, or pressure influenced your decision more than you realized?
Yeah, during that time. And until I was 36 when I went to therapy. And
Mm.
going to therapy, I didn't, 33 years ago, people didn't go to therapy unless they were crazy. So, but one of my employees said she's going to therapy, and I respected her, and I said I'm going to try that out.
Mm.
And so I said to my wife at the time, who worked at LOB, what's the guy that everyone goes to at the top of LL Bean? Because they all got their Ivy League degrees. They were all working 60 to 80 hours a week,
Mm.
and they were all type A personalities, and they were all messed up in the because they're out of balance, all work and no play. And so I went to the therapist, and the first thing he said to me when I sat down, I had no idea what therapy was. I had no idea what to expect. So I said, all right, how long is it going to take? And what can he goes, why are you here? I said, I have everything in the world that I want, and I'm not happy. I said, that is effed up. And so,
Yeah.
yeah. And he kind of smirked. I said, what can I expect? How long will it take? And what can I expect? He goes, typically I say, 3 months, you're halfway there. I knew I was messed up. Okay. So half the battle was accepting that things aren't right.
Mm.
And he said, so a month and a half, and the outcome to expect is mental health.
Mm.
So I had no idea what mental health meant because
Mm.
nobody thinks they're effed up, right?
Yes, exactly. Especially, I mean, back then, mental health wasn't really a thing. And like you said, those people who had therapists probably had some kind of mental issues, right?
A
So,
lot, yeah, you didn't go there to maintain, you went there to something's be diagnosed or get sent to get on a medication or whatnot. So it was a different time for sure.
okay. So, it's funny because how can someone have everything you need and not be happy? It's
Good question. Good question.
yeah.
Uh, you can't. So that's why I came up with the game of 10, because
Mm.
happiness is an innate divine right to be happy and to recognize when you're happy being not happy.
Mm. Okay, that's ironical, actually, kind of.
Yeah, ouch. Ouch.
Okay.
Taking a taking 100% responsibility for your
Mm.
emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions that we have. We are not them, we have them.
Mm.
So, and we have the ability and the responsibility to change them,
Mm. All right.
recognize them, be aware of them, and decide, do I want to have fear? No. Do I want to have self-doubt? No. Do I want to have guilt? No. And do I want to have shame? No. And
Okay.
then the question is, how do I let that go? And that brings
Mm.
you into forgiveness or letting go. How do I let go of those thoughts, those feelings, and those emotions that no longer serve?
Mm. Right. So basically, are these part of like the game of 10 or that's different?
The I call it the game when we're in fear, self-doubt, guilt, or shame, we're playing the game often played.
Hmm.
until we become aware that we're playing this game, often played 80% of the population, 20% of the population are playing the game of 10. And the game of 10 is happy, healthy, wealthy, healed, and whole. Everything's perfect as it is. And you're working from happiness, and my definition of happiness is from content to bliss,
Mm.
everything in between.
Okay. So I don't know, how can one tell, right, whether they are operating from like awareness versus fear or self-doubt?
Check in with your thoughts,
Hmm.
check in with your body, because your mind body connects to your spirit. So if they're in alignment, you are happy, healthy, abundant, healed, and whole. Your unconditioned acceptance of self and others. That is your authentic self, is your unconditioned self. So we oftentimes put conditions on ourselves and others and expecting that I tell my clients and people around me the hardest thing to be is your authentic self because everyone wants you to be like them.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
Hmm. Things that make you go, hmm.
I'm trying to process everything. Okay, so yeah, thinking about it, I think I had a guest one time that said the best thing you could be is your authentic self, right? When you are authentic, it just comes with happiness. You don't have to fake anything. You're who you really are, and you're most definitely happy with who you are. So the best thing you
Yes.
could be is be um I lost my train of thought.
Your authentic self. Be your authentic self.
Be your authentic self, exactly.
Because awareness is the absence of thought.
Mm,
So typically when we go in, we how the mind works, we're all connected to God, source, divine energy, whatever you want to call it. We're all connected. You cannot not be.
mm,
So, but we have free will, and when we leave, it comes at a cost. So it's not free anymore. Okay? The free will aligned is free. The best things in life are free until we choose to leave to think that we're better than or less than God,
okay.
then we're disconnected. So
Mm,
it's part of our being, our DNA it's part of our programming that we have that ability to think we can do better. Good luck. Or not as good. So when you're not as good and you put that source as separate from you, then
mm,
we're disconnected. And it will always come at a cost. You're always going to have lessons, hard lessons, to get yourself back to connection, rather than just say, I'm 10,
mm,
you know? And when you declare yourself as 10, it doesn't mean that you are God, the supreme being or supreme energy. It means that you are connected to that energy and that you are part of that energy and you're an aspect of that energy and an image of that energy. So that's what 10 is.
okay. All right. So, yes, thank you so much for that one. I feel like it was really needed. Such conversations are very important, especially for people who are probably struggling with pressure, fear, or self-doubt, right? So now, back to you, right? You built a business from $200,000 to $2 million. So, what did that journey teach you about success versus fulfillment?
It taught me to work smart, not hard. And I worked hard to get that to that
Mm,
level. And it was probably 13 years of working hard before I started working smart. And with ease, with love, okay? Loving my job versus having fear, self-doubt, guilt and shame of oh my God, am I doing the right thing? From fear and from anxiety. I never really got depressed, but the fact is, if you have anxiety, then you have depression. But so it's just they go together. One is you're giving your when you have anxiety, you're giving your power away, and it goes outside of yourself. That was a big aha moment that I had about how many years ago? About 10 years ago, that I had anxiety for the first time in my life. I was going through a divorce for 19 years, and I have a 13-year-old son who's now 24. So I do know the 20s. I'm living it through my son right now. And but I realized that I was at a level of just breathe. What do you got, Steve? You have a breath. I never felt suicidal. I did feel like, what the heck happened? I was in a one bedroom apartment over my parents' garage, going from a $2 million home on the water, going with my and taking care of being co-parenting with my 13-year-old son. So he was living in part of the house that had a separate bedroom with in my parents who were in their 80s at the time. So I was thinking what my life had just collapsed. I'd been kicked off my pedestal. I was kicked off my pedestal and voted off the island. So I realized I had a breath, and just breathe and just do another breath and just breathe. And I wasn't working at the time, and I'd sold all my income producing assets to buy the house on the water, and we had money coming in from my wife's family, so everything was perfect. And then felt as though I was left with nothing. So one day I was having anxiety, and it was this, if ever you had anxiety, it's like a wave coming over you. It's like overwhelming. And one day, after about a month and a half of having this, I knew enough because I had the game of 10 and thought, what is this? And thought to myself, there's only love. So it must be love. And that love, I must have given it away to outside circumstances. And it just wants to come back in me. And I'm going, oh my God, get back in here. I said, I had the awareness that I gave it away. I was out of body without knowing I was out of body. My spirit, my energy had gone outside of myself. And I said, you get your shit back in here now. And it did. And it did.
Wow.
And it was like that was one of the biggest aha moments in my life to know that, and I've never had any bouts of anxiety since then, ever, 10 years. Never had it before. So I'm very thankful that I had it because now I can help my clients who have it. Where are you giving your power away? Person, place, situation. Where is it? Job, family, relationship. Where is it coming from? Where are you giving your power? Where are you saying yes when you need no? Where are you feeling victimized when you are the author of your life? Where are you doing it? So taking 100% responsibility for self, knowing how powerful we are as a spirit, as a being. I like to say we are intuitive, intentional, spiritual beings having a physical experience on earth. And owning that, some people come to me and say, "Oh, I want to heal my soul." I said, "Honey, your soul's fine. Let's heal. Let's heal your mind and your body,
Exactly.
and then align it, then get it connected.
Exactly.
Because we got 33 and a third percent all set. Nothing wrong with your spirit. It's just waiting for you to return."
Okay. After this segment, I'm going to have to go and self-reflect, right? I feel like I have a whole lot of self-reflecting to do because I feel I've learned so much. You may not know it, but I've learned so much, like so many words of wisdom that I have to go and process everything, right? So yes, I just want to thank you for that actually. And
You don't have to do a thing. You allow it to just allow. Okay.
Just flow.
Just say,
Exactly.
I don't, if you can't do it better than your 10 within you, that's always
Mhm.
with you. Let give. So I always teach people to let go of, to create a temple in your mind.
Mm,
It can be a sacred, create a sacred place, temple, something that's divine, sacred with an altar. And when you, anything that is related to fear, self-doubt, guilt, and shame that comes to your mind, put it on your altar and walk away. Say,
mm,
boop, and it will take care of itself because we can't
mm,
do it at the level of our. Einstein once said you can't solve a problem at the level it was created.
mm,
So a thought about a situation that was self-doubting, that was fear-based, that was guilt-based, that was shame-based. Fear is I did something bad. Shame is I am bad, or they are bad.
mm,
They did something bad. So you can't do it at the level, and that's where a lot of people don't understand forgiveness. They think they have to forgive the person or place or situation that did something to them, and it's
mm,
actually the thought about it. So it's really understanding that our awareness is blocked by our thoughts. Thoughts are tools, use them. Thoughts are wonderful. They were, it's like my hammer did, a hammer didn't build my house. The
mm.
carpenter who had the hammer used it as a tool to build the house. So
Individuals.
think of it like, think of your thoughts like a hammer or a tool to use and then put it away.
Mm, mm. Okay. Hmm. Okay,
Hmm.
so okay, so it's just it's my way of taking things in,
I
right?
love it. I love it.
Thank you. All right, so
Laughter is a universal language. And no matter where, if you're in, I'm in Portland, Maine, and you're in Nigeria, I know that you're happy. When someone's laughing, they're happy and they're sane. When we're sane, we're happy. When we're unhappy, we're temporarily insane. It's really that simple. And we have the ability to get back to it with the right tools, with the right tools to bring us back to alignment and awareness. And yeah, laughter is the. My son and I came up with a language because we both wrote a book called The Father, the Son, the Aha Moment. I'll be shameless and promote my book. It's on Amazon. And so we have a language. I was talking to him yesterday and I said, maybe I'll talk about our aha language. He goes, uh-huh. 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 Uh-huh.
Oh, uh-uh.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So you can't not laugh by talking uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I think you're right, right?
I know. I know.
Okay, it makes me laugh actually. Anytime I hear the word, okay. Uh,
Well, do you know who Marianne Williamson is at all? So the audience, look up Marianne Williamson. She was my 13 times New York best time seller. She wrote Return to Love. She wrote the phrase that Nelson Mandela used. We're not afraid of how insignificant we are. We're afraid of how powerful we are. She wrote that. Nelson Mandela gets credited for writing it. He didn't. She did. She was my coach, writing coach during COVID, and she was also my coach for Miracle Minded Coaching. After I got two certificates, one from the Gestalt International Study Center, which is more psychology based, and Miracle Minded Coaching is more a Course in Miracles based. So she asked me one day, what's the name of your book? I said, The Father, the Son, and the Aha Moment. She goes, I love that name. I love that name. This is a 13 times New York Times bestseller. She goes, "Oh, I'm so horrible at naming my books. Where'd you come up with that name? Did you see it somewhere? Did you download it?" I said, "It came to me." And she goes, the aha moment is the Holy Spirit. I said, I didn't, but that makes total sense. With everything in my life, it makes total sense that I do know the Holy Spirit does guide us. And if and when we allow it to.
All right. Wow. I feel like I've learned so much already, Steve, and I'm excited, right? Because after this, I'm gonna listen to this clip again because there are so much I I need to think about and actually work on, right? So
I'm
yes.
going to say let it absorb. I used to have to listen to Eckhart Tolle. Do you know who Eckhart Tolle is?
Oh no.
Amazing, amazing. And I remember when I was developing the game of 10, I would listen to his tapes and I was like, I must have listened to it, I'm not exact, 30 times. And each time I'd say, he didn't say that the last time. And it was a recording. He didn't say that the last time because our minds can't take it in until we're ready. Make sense? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So it's like, yeah, he didn't say that the last time. I'm sure of it. The fact is, I didn't hear it the last time.
The last time,
Yeah.
exactly. So the
Yeah.
more you listen, you start hearing new things that you probably did not hear the last time.
Yeah, our ego, the devil within us, there's no doubt it's not out
Exactly.
there, it's in here. It's our ego that is protects us. We call it frenemy. It
Yeah.
it hates us. It's our friend that hates us. That's in
Mm.
us. And
Mm.
so its job is to protect us from um it actually protects us from leaving our body. It wants us to think we're physical. So it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting tool
Exactly.
to use and don't let it use you because it does oftentimes take over many people.
Mm.
And that's they play the game. They're playing the game often played. Okay.
Mm. Okay. All right. So, yes, thank you so much, Steve. And I've learned so much, and I hope my listeners are going to listen to this, and I hope it's going to spark something in them, honestly. So, thank you, Steve. And this brings me to the final segment of my podcast. It's called the rapid fire segment.
Oh, good.
Okay. So, starting now, awareness or effort.
Awareness,
Okay. Logic or intuition.
intuition,
Okay. Success or peace of mind?
peace of mind,
Wow. Okay. One word for leadership.
authenticity,
Exactly. All right. And finally, one habit that builds clarity.
love.
Wow. I think you did amazing. I mean, you gave one word each. You did amazing. Okay. All right.
You're an amazing host, so it makes it very
Oh,
easy to be an amazing guest. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you so much, Steve. All right. So, talking about your book, where can listeners get it? And where can listeners also know more about you and what you do?
My website, you can get my book. You can download my book for free, and you'll get five trickles about my coaching. So there is
Okay.
nothing's free in this world. So you will get, but you can download my book for free at www.stevebartoncoaching.com. And if you want to pay for a hard copy, you can get it on Amazon. And and if you do buy it in my book, thank you. And also, please write a review. It's called The Father, the Son, the Aha Moment, Tools for Helping You and Your Child Develop a Path to Happiness. So
Mm.
it is a parenting book, but if you don't have any children, one person said to me, I'll read your book because I know you and like you, but I don't have any kids. I said, do you have an inner child? She goes, oh yeah. I said, read it to that.
Exactly. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love comebacks, and that's a great one. So read it for your parenting and read it for your inner child to heal that. Heal that loving thing within us. That little boy before 20, the little girl before 20, that who's from 0 to 7, the young child within us that needs healing. It's well worth it.
All right, wow. Okay, so thank you so much, Steve. This has been amazing. And yes, I'm gonna put the links right in the show notes so it's easily accessible to listeners. And then I would also try to read the book because I love the title, actually. I love the title.
It's a good, that came from God. Okay.
Oh.
I know
I
it
do love
did. And
the
you know, the
title.
funny thing is it's a double meaning because a father and son wrote the
Mhm.
book. And
Wow.
the aha moment is every level that we go from the game often played is called 1 through 9. And
Mhm.
every level we go from 1 to 2. Aha. You know, when I was having the anxiety, I was at a level 3, 2. And I got to 10 when I go, oh, when I said, you get your shit back in here. I let you go without knowing it. And then it was like, oh, okay. It's all I had
Okay.
to do was recognize it and just say, no, you stay inside me and outside. You know, it's inside and out. Boop. That's our auric field, and that's our spirit that's always in us and guiding us. And yeah, I think we can do another podcast if you ever want.
Definitely. Oh, I would love to. I would love to
Well,
actually. And I'm gonna be.
you were so cool, and
Oh,
I
thank
love
you.
talking to you. I love talking to you. You're just kind and sweet and very
Oh,
smart and very open and yep.
thank
So
you. Thank you so much, Steve.
yeah.
I
So
really do appreciate.
yeah. I appreciate you and keep me in mind and reach out, you know, through email and go on to
It.
Podmatch and we'll do it. And I'm gonna give you a big 5 star.
Yay!
Hey.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Steve.
All
This
right.
has been
Hey,
amazing. I've laughed
do you want
so
to,
much.
yeah, read the book. Do you want to do the game of 10 meditation with me?
I
Take
would
you.
love to.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Repeat after me. I am 10.
I'm 10.
I'm doing the best that I can with the awareness that I have.
I'm doing the best that I can with the awareness that I have.
I'm always right with the awareness that I have.
I'm always right with the awareness that I have.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I do enough.
I do enough.
I have enough.
I have enough.
Quiets the mind.
I'm quite smart.
No, you don't have to read. It quiets the mind. It
It
stops the
quiets the mind. Okay.
It quiets the mind. Those 6 phrases quiet the mind.
Hmm.
And it puts you into grace, gratitude, innocence, and awareness. Boop.
I'm enough. Okay. Thank you so much.
I will send you that meme. I made a meme of that. I'll email it to you.
All right. I would love to get it actually.
All right.
All
And
right. Thank
yeah.
you,
So
Steve.
yeah, go on my website and get the book or
Okay.
Amazon, get the book, write a review. It's up to you. So
Definitely. I'll do that. All right.
you
Okay.
you started at what time is it there? It's 9:30. It's 10.
It's
It's
3. It's 3 in the afternoon, I guess.
afternoon.
Yes.
It's 10 it's 10:14 here. So
Wow. It's
yeah,
late.
so
It's
no,
late.
it's early. 10 in the morning. In the
Okay,
morning.
morning. Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, so
All right.
you already made my day.
Oh, thank you. All
All
right,
right.
Steve. Thank you so much. And to my listeners, thanks for tuning in to Conversations with Sekani. If this episode sparked something in you, make sure to share to someone who you think might need this. And also,